Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best story here.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to our first broadcast of the softball season. Adam Gore, Michael Upton coming to you here from the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association broadcast booth. We want to say a special hello to all the ICC family checking us out this afternoon, as well as those watching in support of Shelton State. Coaches meeting at home plate right now, and Upton, first game of the year, always exciting. Got a little bit of a buzz around campus today, getting ready for the ball game.
Yeah, everybody's excited to be back out on the field today. You know, last year came up a little short with the COVID restrictions, and the season had to be canceled. What was a promising third potential championship year in a row for the Lady Indians, you know, ended much sooner than we wanted to, so we're glad to be back out today.
Absolutely. The coaches have broken up here, so we'll have the starting lineups coming your way as we will take a break and be back with more of the Davis Ford pregame show in that First American National Bank opening pitch right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Tribe!
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some umph, and I got some umph.
I don't know about your umph, but impatience doesn't equal spicy. Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good umph or a bad umph?
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes, dancing, eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for that First American National Bank opening pitch here, part of the Davis Ford pregame show in Fulton. Adam Gore, Michael Upton, proud to bring you this softball action here this afternoon. Again, a special hello to those watching in support of Shelton State this afternoon. Let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with Shelton. It'll go top to bottom like this. Carly Crowder will lead things off, playing second base. Madeline Langham, she'll be the shortstop this afternoon, batting second. Gracie Vanderford will be the third baseman, batting third. Emily O'Quinn will be the DP. She'll be batting in that fourth spot. Ashley Crockett will be catching. Chloe Lovelady will be at first base. Danielle Booth will be in right field. Pitching today will be Emily Bowen. McKay Gidley will be in center field. The flex will be the left fielder, A.J. Taylor. Shelton comes in with a record of 2-0. In the circle for ICC for Game 1 is going to be Madison Burris. And Upton, I know you've got some stats on her from last season. Let's talk about Madison.
Sure thing. Last year she made 8 appearances, got a 2-win, 2-loss record in 35.2 innings pitched. She struck out 15, walked 16, and had 24 earned runs for an ERA of excuse me, I don't have that.
So that one kind of just cut off on us there.
Yeah, cut off on me.
You gotta love that when you're printing out the stats sometimes when they're just not computer friendly. So, but either way it goes, the throwdown is going to second base. Another unique thing this year is there's a lot of new faces on this softball team for ICC. But not only that, but even the 4 that returned last year got limited experience on the collegiate side of things. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting afternoon here. To get to learn these girls and this new ICC team. So we're waiting that First American National Bank opening pitch here from Fulton, and looks like we're going to get an early start as Burris is going to be welcomed to the plate by the second baseman Crowder. That First American National Bank opening pitch goes for a strike and comes your way at 12:56. It's a 12:56 start time here to the contest in Game 1 of 2 this afternoon in Fulton. Burris quickly ahead in the count, 1-0. As that pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Crowder, Langham, and Vanderford due up here in the top of the first inning. That pitch missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time. Trying to see if she can get her to chase one out of the zone. Good eye on the part of Crowder to hold off on that one. 1-2 now is the count. So Crowder will inch up to the plate a little bit more here. This pitch fouled off, back and out of play. And it will stay at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the first inning, scoreless here between ICC and Shelton State. Shelton comes in with a record of 2-0 in the year. ICC, this is their first game of the season. Remind you, a busy week. We'll kind of go over that throughout the broadcast today. As there's a ground ball left side, third baseman scoops it up, throws over in time for the putout of Crowder. 5-3 for those of you scoring at home. And so now with one away, this will bring up Madeline Langham, the shortstop. It's just a nice name. Kind of rolls off the tongue real easy, Madeline Langham.
And she's done very well in their first 2 games. She's batting .500 with a triple, a double, a couple singles, so she's really getting on base quite a bit.
So Langham will stand in, take a look at that first pitch, high, little off-speed pitch for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. We had basketball here on the Red Channel last night as the Indians defeated Kahoma in a 68-61 decision in the men's game. As we await this second pitch. This one swung on, popped up right side. Shallow, second baseman goes back, but the right fielder calls it off and makes the diving catch. Nice play out there in right field by Connor Stevens, a third-generation Indian. And Connor collecting out number 2.
Third baseman number 22, Vanderford.
Always good as that defense, playing well early in a game, the first game of the year.
Well, a good job that time because it was a tricky play as the second baseman went out, had a play on it. Connor had a good feed. Usually you want to let the person coming towards the ball versus running away from the ball have it, and a good job avoiding the contact and getting out number 2. This pitch fouled off, out of play for strike 1, as this is Gracie Vanderford, the third baseman, at the plate here for Shelton. We'll keep it here in between the innings and give you the lineup for ICC. And the batting order is presented by Coke. ICC and Coke now, that's a winning combination. And that pitch just missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Well, it's a tradition like no other, and I don't mean the Masters. It's the Saltillo third graders checking in Miss Kurt's class, and we want to give a shout-out to those third graders. Hope they're behaving, doing their work, and wearing their mask.
Yeah, always great to hear from that group.
Absolutely. So we appreciate them.
Future Indians.
Listening in as they listen while they work. As that pitch hit her. Lost it that time, and going to be a hit by pitch of the first runner on the bag this afternoon here for Shelton.
Now batting for the Lady Bucks, the DP.
And this will bring up Emily Quinn, the DP, the designated player in this situation. She's batting in place of the left fielder, A.J. Taylor. And you got some stats on O'Quinn?
Yeah, she's batting .750 in 2 games with three hits, a run. And so she's really getting on base and lighting it up. That's why she's in that DP position.
Swings on the first pitch she sees, grounder to the right side. The toss over is easy and gets the out. So 4-3 for those of you scoring at home. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We haven't played one yet. We'll move to the bottom half of the inning. But before we do that, let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineup for ICC. And as I mentioned, you're going to hear a lot of new names this season for ICC, and it's going to start off with Katie Rutledge. She's in left field, batting first for ICC. One of the few returners from last season's team, Mackenzie Patterson. She'll be out in center field. Ivy Watts will be batting third. She's playing first base. Kara Hayes, she's the catcher here in Game 1. She'll be batting in that 4th spot. Another one of those returning from last season, Brianna Posey. She'll be the DP. Connor Stevens, we've already mentioned her name on a great diving catch out there in right field. That's where she's playing. And then she's batting in the 6th spot. Josie Meggs, so she'll be the third baseman. Hannah Henry will be at second base, and Katie Boatner will be the shortstop. And I'm a person about names, and she has a very unique way of spelling Katie. She actually has an extra I, K-A-I-T-I-E. Katie Boatner, she'll be the shortstop, and that's your Coca-Cola starting lineup here as we get set to head to the bottom of the first inning with no score here in Fulton. Well, Upton, it's going to be fun. It's always fun to see a young team kind of learn themselves. They've been battling each other in practice. They've had some fall games and some success in the fall as well.
Yeah.
But when the season gets here, it's all different.
Exactly. They went 9-1 in fall scrimmage games, so that was fantastic to get those out and on the way. But like you said, we're bringing in all but 3 sophomores on the offensive side. So, we'll step up, and it's a new level, and we'll see how they respond at the plate.
Yeah, you take a look at that. Mackenzie Patterson, Ivy Watts, Brianna Posey, Madison Burris. They're going to have to be leaned on heavy this year for their experience from last year. But as we said, and I didn't realize this until today, they played 15 games last year, did get a doubleheader in conference play against Gulf Coast, and we won't go into that doubleheader and how that turned out last year, or I should say not turned out, but how it ended at the end of the day. That was a little ugly down there, but yeah.
Indeed.
And we got Z and Lauren checking in. They better be doing their homework, classwork. As that first pitch is high and inside for a ball. This is Emily Bowen in the circle here for Shelton State. Got some numbers on her?
Yeah, Emily has already had 1 appearance this year. Pitched 4 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 of those earned. Struck out 2 and walked 2.
So pretty good start to her season there.
And it didn't help that she was backed up by a 14-run offensive performance.
That always makes a pitcher's day a little bit better. Third baseman comes charging in and makes the throw over in time as Rutledge tried to sneak that bunt in. It was read well by the third baseman, who came charging up and made the play 5-3 on the putout for those of you that are scoring at home. And now this will bring up Mackenzie Patterson, the center fielder. Well, watching Mackenzie play last year, she presents a lot of problems for teams. She's fast enough to lay down and bunt and get an infield single. She's strong enough to put it out there on the football practice field if she wanted to. Shows bunt. That one was high.
See that speed.
And there's the speed as she beats it out right on cue there.
It's almost like you were calling it there, Adam.
Well, you looked at this replay here. She actually ran wide as she tried to pull back on that bunt, but the ball found the bat, and that's going to be the first hit of the season for ICC. And now this is going to bring up Ivy Watts. Watts, the first baseman, as ICC strikes first here. As Patterson staring down the catcher. And we'll just go back, daring her to throw it. She just looked her back to the bag. No score, no outs. We're in the bottom of the first, a runner on first for ICC. Shelton did get a runner on as Patterson goes. Throw down is not in time, and that's going to be a stolen base.
Speed continuing to pay benefits for Mackenzie and the Indians.
Well, it was a swinging strike that time. 1-1 now is the count. Patterson in scoring position here. Something down to the outfield, and ICC could take the first lead of the contest. Watts looks at that pitch outside. Good eye on the part of Ivy that time. Hold off on that one. Ivy out of Tupelo High School. Waiting the pitch here from Bowen. 2-1 offering, and this one swung on. Popped up, center fielder's jogging in. Shallow, and was able to step underneath it for out number 2. Well, just missed that one that time. As Ivy squared up pretty well on it. Just couldn't quite square up enough as she got underneath it, popped it up, and that's out number 2.
Indeed.
So this is going to be the catcher, Kara Hayes, coming to the plate. Hayes will dig in with 2 outs and a runner at second.
Tell you, Hayes may have the most energy on this team. Watching them in some practices and some fall ball, she is a live wire.
Well, you kind of need that behind your catcher. Swings on the first pitch she sees, right side. Second baseman comes up, throws it over in time, and gets the out. So the Indians put one on in scoring position, but can't get anything going there after a single by Mackenzie Patterson. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We've played one in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not big pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza, pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing. Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser, only $7.
Pizza, pizza.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the top of the second inning.
The catcher, number 4, Crockett.
As it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for Shelton, Crockett, Lovelady, and Booth. No score here in the top of the second, game 1 of 2 this afternoon. Season opener for ICC in Upton. I believe I saw where it's been over a year maybe. Something Coach Kirk posted, or almost a year since the softball team has taken the field. And you know, for these young ladies, and you hate it for the sophomores that went on after the team or didn't return this year, that didn't get a chance to finish their sophomore season. But you know, for the girls out there right now, they've got to be extremely happy to get this season in.
Indeed. You know, we're glad to have success at this program, and we had several young ladies move on to other higher programs as they transferred, and we do miss those who aren't with us.
Absolutely, and they're contributing in a big way, especially down at Delta State. We'll talk about that after this 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to start the inning. Got her swinging first strikeout of the game. And now with one out in the inning, this will bring up Lovelady. But, yeah, taking a look at Delta State last week, Summer Kreider had a huge game for them in one of their weekend series. Also, Hope Harbin and Olivia Burns doing big things, and we're proud of them. Not only that, we're proud of the ones that went on and decided not to play, but still continuing their education on the next level as well.
Indeed. In fact, Kreider was, I believe she was selected preseason all-conference for
yes.
Delta State's Gulf South Conference.
So good luck to those young ladies. Of course, we got some up at, I believe it's, what's the name of the place in Tennessee? I slips my mind all of a sudden. We've got a soccer player and a softball player up there.
Don't remember.
Huh. I'll think of it later tonight and be like, why am I thinking of this? Anyway, 2-0 now is the count, as this is Lovelady. Brother Chris, where does she play at, Macy? What college is she playing at? That's what we're trying to figure out. Macy Cox, and it's the one soccer plays a lot of times in men's. If anybody's watching, you got my cell phone number, text me. Hard hit ball right side of the field, deep back to the wall, and it's caught.
Fantastic play at the fence.
And I've got to get used to making my switches on my cameras, but another great play out there in right field by Connor Stevens. So we talked about it. She's a third-generation Indian. Her sisters before her played soccer.
Well, it's great to keep that family tradition going.
Of course, athleticism runs in their family. Their dad, a former star quarterback in Amory High School, coached high school football for a while. Coach Andy Stevens. That pitch fouled off for strike one. There are 2 outs in the inning. We had a Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the inning, a fly ball that carried Stevens to the warning track, was able to put her hand up on the fence and reel it in for out number 2. Bethel is where she's playing.
There we go.
As that pitch in there for a strike. Or excuse me, 1-1 now is the count.
Studying to be a physical therapist.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Nobody on. Grounder, shortstop. Should be an easy play here, and it is. 3 up, 3 down. Goes Shelton. No runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're still scoreless here in game 1. Due up for ICC would be Posey, Stevens, and Meggs. But before we get to them, let's hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As that first pitch goes high for a ball. We're in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Brianna Posey, the DP, Connor Stevens, the right fielder, and Josie Meggs, the third baseman, due up here for ICC. Scoreless in game 1 with Shelton. That pitch just missing outside for a ball. One of those that Bowen kind of stared down a little bit, wanting that call, and maybe if she consistently keeps going after that corner, eventually we'll get that call to go her way. 2-0 pitch coming. This one fouled off the hands, out of play, and off the netting there at the dugout on first base side.
Always good to keep everybody awake in the dugout.
For sure. Don't hear a lot of chatter over there out of the dugout right now. Now we hear a little
on
more.
Cue. You say the word and they start mewing like kitty cats.
Yeah. There's a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop gloves it cleanly. There we go.
Now batting for the lady.
And that's going to be a 6-3 put out of Posey. Nice job by Bowen that time to battle back and get that ground out. So now this will be Connor Stevens coming to the plate, her first collegiate at-bat here. Already has had 2 outstanding plays in right field for the Indians. Would love to try to spark the bats here. ICC's got 1 hit, and there's going to be the second. As she heads down for a single.
Well placed right over the third baseman into the short left field.
Just put them where they ain't, as they say it. As she was able to get that one out there to left field, and a runner on first, and this is going to be Josie Meggs, the third baseman. Well, I'll say this, if you're going to have this song as your walk-up song, you better be fast. Meg swings on the first pitch she sees.
That's well hit.
Going to have to hurry, and she's there. Oh, no. Switched to the wrong camera that time, but looked like she was.
That was very close.
It's one of those where her foot was there. The umpire, you could tell he wanted to call her out, but didn't want to call her out. And a bang play goes the way of Shelton. So now they're in a situation where they can get out of this inning again with a runner on second for the Indians. Basically worked as a sacrifice bunt, even though it was not a sacrifice bunt. It did advance the runner. Bang play over at first base. Retires Meggs, and she does live up to the speed that she needs for that song, by the way. And so now this is Hannah Henry, the second baseman. Henry takes that pitch high for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. We do want to invite you to return tomorrow here in Fulton. We believe it'll be on the Blue Channel, as we've got baseball and softball here on campus. Northeast coming to town for baseball. It'll be Snead State coming to town for softball. It'll be a 1 o'clock First American National Bank opening pitch for softball, 1:30 for baseball. You can tune in for both those games and all of ICC athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. 3-0 pitch coming. Red light was on, and she took advantage. Clips that outside corner. 3-1 now is the count here to Henry. Of course, weather and COVID, things change quite rapidly, so we do invite you to visit Let'sGoICC.com and follow us on Twitter at Let'sGoICC, as that's going to be a walk issued to Henry, first walk of the afternoon from Bowen. But yeah, visit Let'sGoICC.com and follow at Let'sGoICC for constant updates on schedule changes.
Constant is the word, Adam, as almost daily several of our sports have to change, whether it is a team that has a COVID restriction or the weather, as in the case with baseball, the last weekend and this coming weekend.
And so ICC now with 2 outs. That pitch across for a strike. There's runners on first and second. You've got Connor Stevens over at second base. She singled out to left field, advanced on a questionable ground out by Meggs. Hannah Henry, who's over at first, walked on the previous at bat. This pitch popped back, fouled, and out of play. Let that foul ball grabbed by Stephen Gray of Ryan's Well that time, so hopefully he'll return it to the dugout shortly.
Boatner finds herself in a 0-2 hole very quickly.
So got to protect the plate here for Boatner. She is the number 9 batter in the lineup. Looks at that pitch, borderline pitch going the way of the Indians there. It looked like it might have fell off the table just a bit too soon. Not a bad spot to miss. 1-2 now is the count here to the shortstop, Boatner.
Indeed, we see
Boatner, grounder, left side, third baseman gets it, throws it over in time for the out. So for the second straight innings, the Indians put a runner over in scoring position but left them stranded. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We've played 2 in Fulton. We're still scoreless. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle in the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the third inning. And for the Lady Bucks, it's going to be the 8-9-1 batters. It's going to be Emily Bowen, the pitcher, coming to the plate. You know, she's really wanting to try to help her cause here. She's pitched around some trouble. ICC has not been able to cash in on having runners in scoring position.
I believe this is her first at-bat of the year.
So it'll be interesting here. She fouls this one back into the netting for strike one. Again, a special hello to those watching in favor of Shelton this afternoon. And as always, a special hello to the members of the ICC family watching this afternoon here on Let's Go ICC TV. That pitch just missing for a ball.
Very close.
1-1 now is the count. That's the voice of Michael Upton. Speaking of folks tuning in, just got a text message, and the Mineys checking in on their drive home. And there's a shot to the shortstop. Throw over is high, but a stretch by Ivy gets the out 6-3. Carrie Miney confirming, yes, Bethel is where Macy is.
Glad to have the Miney family still checking in with us, or been a big part of this lady softball family for the last few years.
Well, I don't know how well she trusts Larry's driving. He knows how to fly a plane, but does he know how to drive well? I don't know.
Got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. So one out now, and this is going to bring up the number 9 batter, McKay Gidley, the center fielder. Takes that first pitch in there for a strike.
Gidley does have 2 stolen bases, so you want to do your best to keep her off the base path if you can.
There's a swing and a miss there, slapped attempt. I believe that's what it was as I was looking up and catching that at the last second. Still trying to get used to navigating the stream for softball with the cuts. There's that pitch in there for a strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Got her looking at that one that time. That is the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day as we go to the top of the lineup now in Crowder. Remind you to visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more about their rewards extra checking accounts. Is that pitch a change-up that just hung up a little bit too much? Ball 1.
Crowder grounded out top of the first inning. Lady Indians will be glad to get another ground out and close this one out.
Absolutely. If you can't get enough of my voice right now, you can go over to 101.9 FM as there's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw over to first is in time for the putout, 1-3 for those scoring. But right now, the ICC hour going on over Super Talk 101.9 FM. We're having a special interview with Reggie Kelly, and we'll have that in between games here on today's broadcast as well. No score as we head to the bottom of the third inning. ICC shut the state here in Game 1. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some and I got some
I don't know about your but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good or a bad
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes. Dancing. Eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the order for ICC. The 1-2-3 batters due up here. Katie Rutledge, Mackenzie Patterson, and Ivy Watts for the Indians. Rutledge grounded out to third in her first at-bat, as it was a bunt attempt as she takes that pitch high for a ball.
The Indians got a couple base runners, just couldn't advance them over. So hopefully after the first time through the lineup versus Bowen, they'll be able to do a little better this time.
So 1-0 is the count. That pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Rutledge. let's get to know a little bit more about Rutledge. She is out of Manchester, Tennessee, went to Coffee County High School. And swings on this one, grounder, shortstop, gets it, throws over in time for the out. That was a tougher play than it looked that time, as it took a hard hop up. And a lot of time when she adjusted that, a lot of time your throws stay up, and it did that time. But a good job by the first baseman, Lovelady, to reel that one in and for out number 1.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Patterson, she had a single, stole a base, but was left stranded back in the first inning. Stands in and takes that first pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. If you're watching, you want to hit us up on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. You can win a free shout-out sponsored by the ICC Alumni Association. As Patterson swings and misses on that one. Heavy swing there. That's what we talked about. She can lay a bunt down and beat you with her feet, or she can put one out there in the parking lot when she's good and ready. 1-1 now is the count to Patterson. Check swing, shortstop gets it, throws over, impressive throw. Back-to-back putouts now for the shortstop.
Now batting for the Lady Indians.
2 away. This is going to be Ivy Watts, who is 0 for 1 on the day on a pop-up to center in the first inning. And so she will dig in, trying to spark a 2-out rally. Blasts this one down the right side and slices foul.
Well, we know she's got the offensive potential. She led the team last year in 15 runs batted in and led the team with 2 home runs in the shortened season. So we know she's got the power and can drive people in.
So Ivy, who's playing first base, will reset here after that long strike on a foul ball. It did make its way out to the corner of the ballpark, so straighten that one out, and we got a 1-0 contest. Ivy, just couldn't hang off that outside pitch. Ivy listed as a sophomore. Pretty much anybody we call a sophomore still eligible freshman-wise. She's out of Tupelo, went to Tupelo High School. First baseman. Hangs off that one. Not a bad spot to miss after getting her to chase a couple of pitches outside. Found one off and swung and missed on another. But that time, good eye on the part of Watts to hold off on that pitch. 1-2 now is the count with 2 outs. Bottom of the third, no score between ICC and Shelton. And that pitch,
chin music,
little inside. Evens up the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Game 1 between ICC and 2-0 Shelton State. And Watts looks at that one, and she knew it as she took and went down looking at strike 3. First strikeout of the day being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. We've played 3 in Fulton. We still got no score. Due up for the Bucks will be Langham, Vanderford, and Quinn when we come back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing. Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as taking a moment there to listen to a little Travis Tritt. As I told Upton during the break, this song should be the national anthem, and I will die on that hill.
A lot of people might agree with you.
As we go down to the top of the 4th inning, it'll be the number 2 batter, Langham, the shortstop. She flew out on a nice diving catch in right field by Connor Stevens to rob her of an extra base hit. So looking for her first hit of the day. Hits have been few and far in between. This has been a pitcher's duel here as this pitch fouled straight up, back, and out of play for strike one. So Langham, as we said, flew out to right. Vanderberg, she was hit by a pitch but was left stranded over at first, and O'Quinn grounded out to second. That was back in the first inning. We're in the top of the fourth now. That pitch just a bit too high. 1-1 now is the count.
Okay, just slipped on her just a little bit coming out of her hand.
Ken Butler checking in as well. And Mrs. watching Mary Kate and the state champion Lady Indians play. And he does confirm that Larry Miney can't drive. So there we go. Confirmation there from Ken. Ken, we appreciate you checking in and everything that Mary Kate and you guys did to help build this program to where it is today. 2-1 now is the count. Swung on and missed, fouled it off. Just got a piece of it that time, and heavy swing there. If she made contact, that one's traveling for a while. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. This is Langham at the plate. She is playing shortstop here. Has played well at shortstop. She was a assist away from tying a world record for most assists in an inning. This previous inning as this ball popped a mile high. And Patterson camps underneath it for the out.
Now batting for Shelton State, number 3 hitter.
It's an easy play for Patterson in center. Just moved underneath it.
Vanderford.
Trapped the ball in.
Yeah, that was kind of an example of what we said about her power in that previous swing. As she just got underneath that one and popped it up. And now this is going to be Vanderford, who was hit by a pitch, so no official at-bat so far in the contest. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And that pitch in there for a strike.
A very good pitch.
Well, Burris was that number 2 pitcher last year, and having to step up in that game 1 role has done good so far as that pitch missing high and outside for a ball. Having to make sure my phone's not on the Wi-Fi. Just slow it down. As that pitch, just missing. And Burris, kind of a smile and a laugh when she didn't get that call. And 2-1 now is the count.
Keeping calm, but she thought she had it.
One of my favorite people in the world checking in as well, Joanna Vasquez, sending us a roll tribe watching today's broadcast. You weren't here when JoJo was here.
No, I believe it was before my time. Vanderford fouls that one off for a second strike.
So 2-2 now is the count. Boy, be a big time for a Renaissance Bank strikeout here. Burris getting set to deliver. Did everything but get the call. Good looking pitch that time, just a little low. And I will say this, the home plate umpire has been consistent with that low pitch. Likes it up above the knees just a little bit, not at the knees. And at the end of the day, that's all you ask for is consistency behind home plate.
Exactly.
And there it is, strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. That is going to be the 3rd of the day for Burris. And now there's 2 outs with O'Quinn coming to the plate. She's the DP. She grounded out to second to end the 1st in her first at bat of the day. So 2 away, top of the 4th, game 1 between ICC and Shelton State. That pitch in there. Now, we'll say this, when he doesn't like the low pitches, he does like them up a little bit.
Yeah, and that outside corner, if you can get just enough in there, he's going to let you have it.
So 0-1 now is the count here to O'Quinn. As that pitch, like she's trying to go to that changeup, but just can't quite.
Yeah, it's the second time she's had a pitch that just seemed to kind of just
drift up on her.
Drift up and let loose at the end.
So O'Quinn will dig in with a 1-1 count, 2 outs and nobody on. Burris, there's a grounder right back to the pitcher, defending her position well, tosses it over for the putout, and another 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Bucks. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC trying to fire the bats up when Hayes, Posey, and Stevens come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. But before we do that, let's take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Coach Hunt and Lily Moore, Coach Moore checking in, watching this afternoon, and Summer Kreider checking in as well. We were bragging on Summer right at the beginning of the broadcast. We do want to say this. Summer's granddad, well, he needs some prayers, and so we do encourage those who are the praying type to include Summer's granddad in your prayers, as this pitch is going to be popped up back, and it's going to get out of play for strike one. All right, so we're in the middle of the 4th inning. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. This is going to be Kara Hayes, who questionably grounded out. No, excuse me, it was not Kara. It was Katie that grounded out on a bang-bang play over at 3rd to end the 2nd. But Hayes grounded out to 2nd to end the 1st. This pitch popped up. First baseman's going to go over in foul territory and make the play. Good pitch that time, coming in on the hands and forcing her jammer a little bit.
Just made her kind of slice it, but just enough where the first baseman can still get to it.
So now up is going to be the DP, Brianna Posey. She grounded out to the shortstop. Look at it. ICC has not been able to get much out of the infield as that pitch in there for a strike. Not a whole lot of the ICC faithful below us like that call, but you look at it, the only 2 that's gotten to the outfield so far, well, 3 have gotten to the outfield. 2 of them going for a base hit. One of them was a pop out by Ivy Watts as that pitch goes high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So credit to Bowen in that situation. She's doing a good job of not necessarily dominating with strikeouts, but dominating with groundouts.
She's definitely keeping the ball down low and letting the defense back her up.
So the 1-1 pitch coming up here, a changeup. Oh, a beautiful pitch there. And we were talking about it during the break. If you can get your changeup and throw them from strikes, off speed, or whether they move up or down, and that one right there, off speed, and had a little bit of a drop off at the end. But if you can get that changeup going, you're a tough pitcher. This time goes with a fastball. This fouled out of play towards the basketball courts. And the count will stay at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. That is the situation here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 1 between ICC and Shelton State. The season opener here for ICC. Shelton comes in with a 2-0 record. Posey pops this one up. Pitcher comes in and makes the play.
Now batting for the lady.
Well, again, whenever it's not a ground out, there's simple pop-ups in the infield. And so right now, Bowen keeping these ICC bats quiet.
Indeed. I know we're still in a 0-0 game, but Coach Andy's already had a couple other pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Kamai Hampton and Madison Jenkins are both just getting their arms loose.
And so 2 outs here, and Connor Stevens will step in at the plate. She takes that first pitch for a strike. Her first of the afternoon was a little looper over the head of the 3rd baseman out to left field. She eventually advanced to 2nd, but was left stranded there back in the 2nd inning. Swings on that outside pitch for strike 2, 0-2. And that's something else, too. It's been the locations of pitches today for Bowen that's made her extremely hard to figure out here for ICC. So she is doing an excellent job today keeping these bats quiet. 0-2 pitch, 2 outs, nobody on. This one fouled back out of play. We'll stay at 0-2. Michael Upton helped him with the broadcast today. He'll be back out here for softball tomorrow. I believe John Luke McCord is going to try to come out and help us with the broadcast here tomorrow. So it'll probably just be a single camera broadcast tomorrow. Is fun time of year with 10 of our 11 sports going at one time.
And rain, weather affecting games moved into other ones.
Yep, baseball as this one skips across for a ball. Baseball was originally scheduled to play Northeast on Saturday. Well, if you looked at the forecast, ain't nobody going to play any softball or baseball on the weekend. It's going to be a little cold, could be some ice, could be some snow. Who knows? There's a hard-hit ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throw it over in time for a 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. We played 4, and neither team can figure out the opposing pitchers so far as we played 4, and we're still scoreless here in Game 1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now head to the top of the 5th inning. And we're scoreless, so Upton, your thoughts on the contest so far?
The pitchers have done a fine job of keeping things where the batters can't get to them. A couple of good defensive plays in right field for the Indians have kept Shelton State off the base path, and the times that the Indians have got on the base path, they haven't been able to bring anybody in.
As this pitch popped up, center fielder, that's Patterson running over and squeezing that one for the out. That was Crockett at the plate. She struck out in her first at bat of the day. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the pitcher's best friends there for Burris. And now this is going to be Lovelady, the first baseman, coming to the plate. She hit the ball hard last time, sent it to the warning track, but a good job by the right fielder, Connor Stevens, erased her for an out. So 1 away now, as there's another healthy swing there. Swung on and missed, couldn't catch up with the high heat that time. 0-1 now is the count. Remind you to stay with us. We'll have Game 2 coming your way eventually. As there's a off-speed pitch, but missing for a ball. Looked pretty good, maybe just a little too outside. We got Miss Bradley checking in, or as we like to call her, Chicken's mom, former baseball player for those. Ow.
Ooh, right into the helmet.
Got her in the head that time. Second hit batter of the day for Burris.
It seemed that same pitch that Burris has issues with just getting away from her, but when it's a left-handed batter, it ends up hitting the batter instead of becoming a ball.
And Carey checking in, not defending the fact that Larry can't drive.
I believe we're seeing a preponderance of evidence about Larry's driving abilities today.
So a runner on first with 1 out, and this is going to be Booth, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Boy, now would be a great time for our first Little Caesars double play of the year, as that was hit hard down the line.
Bounced right off the visitor's dugout.
Get that netting and that fence up, so big help there for sure.
A couple of Ladybugs very glad that it hit just above them and not directly on them.
Runner goes, throw down is not in time. Shortstop looked like she got a little bit of a late jump to get to the ball. So the first time this afternoon that the Bucks have had a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, that late jump just left nobody there once the ball. Good throw from the catcher. Hayes got it there.
One of those just young team learning in those situations. You can go over and 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 practice with it. But until you get in live action, it's a little bit different. So now with 1 strike, 1 ball, and 1 out, runner at second, the Bucks foul this one off to make it go 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The stolen base does erase the traditional option of a double play. And that pitch just outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. Well, if you're Burris, you just take a deep breath and just deliver your best pitch right here, one-on-one situation, and trust your defense behind you. 2-2 pitch coming. Ground ball, left side. Third baseman scoops it up, throws it over in time. It does allow the runner to advance, so a productive out there. 5-3 on the putout of Booth for those scoring at home. And now this will bring up the pitcher, Bowen. Well, if you really want to help your opportunity here, a base hit with 2 outs and a runner at third could do just that.
And this may be Burris's best person to put up against her because, again, she's had 1 at-bat in the year, and it did not go particularly well for her.
Yeah, it was a ground out just short in her first at-bat. That was to start a 3-up, 3-down third inning. Again, that off-speed, kind of a change-up-like pitch, just not dropping into that zone enough for the umpire's liking as that one hangs up high for a ball.
Hayes also working to keep the runner in check at third base.
So, 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle evens things up at 1-1. Well, right now, if you're the defense and if you're Burris, you really don't even worry about the runner at third. There's 2 outs in this inning, so you just focus on the person in front of you and go after that out.
That's all you got to worry about is the batter.
1-1 pitch coming. Sets up on the outside and can't get that call. Don't know, maybe the catcher setting it a little too far outside for the umpire's liking there because she was well into the batter's box on the opposite side, so maybe take a half a hop back towards the plate as this one's fouled off.
It's almost at the same location, but she swung at that one.
1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Boy, if the Indians ever needed a Renaissance Bank strikeout, it would be big here.
That was 2 balls.
And that pitch missing low, so now it evens up the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
3-2.
Or does he say it's 3-2?
It's 3-2.
Okay, so it's 3-2. So the payoff pitch coming here. Grounder back to the pitcher. Gloves throws over in time, and the Indians get out of the inning with no damage done there. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
No errors.
We'll move to the bottom of the 5th inning, where to be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up for ICC. Meggs, Henry, and Boatner scheduled up in the bottom of the 5th. But before we do that, let's take a break and hear a word from First American National Bank and be back with more right after this.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me. And the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance. And I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some umph, and I got some umph.
I don't know about your umph, but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good umph or a bad umph?
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes, dancing, eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the bottom of the 5th inning for ICC. It's going to be Josie Meggs, who was called out on a questionable call back in the 2nd. It was a bang-bang play that did not go in the favor of the Indians. As she swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls it back over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. To find out how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College or the ICC softball team, we encourage to visit iccms.edu or up to what number can they call?
They can give us a call at 662-862-8035.
Yeah, this bunt's going to be popped up, and it's going to go foul. 0-2 now is the count. Now, of course, if you would like to give scholarships or just donate to the programs, it doesn't have to be softball. It can be baseball, any of our intercollegiate athletic programs here. Michael's the guy you want to call.
Yeah, we'd be glad to talk to you. We have Indian clubs for all of our athletic programs here at the college. And
sports information.
And sports information as well, if you enjoy these broadcasts.
As that pitch missing low for a ball. We do also want to encourage you to be sure and thank the sponsors that you've seen throughout the day. And what a better way to thank them by spending a little bit of money with them, especially this day and age with everything that's going on. Businesses alike are struggling out there. So do show that support for the sponsors. And a swing and a miss for a strike. Just couldn't catch up with the rise ball there as Meg goes down swinging. And that's going to be the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Bowen, and she has looked good this afternoon, and she's going to be greeted now by Hannah Henry. Henry walked in her previous at-bat back in the 2nd and was left stranded over at first base. And she's going to try to slap that one down the line, but it goes foul.
Yeah, what you were saying about those sponsors that support our programs are so important because these are local hometown businesses and organizations that support us, so that is a key.
And we do want to let fans know that we are allowing fans to the ballpark. Of course, we are following by state and CDC guidelines, but we have a great outfield. We'll take a cut to that right now. You can see Raphael Henry out there in dead center field shooting some video. Our grounds crew out there, but we've got a great outfield area that if you just want to bring the family a blanket, some chairs, on a beautiful day for baseball or softball, you can do so. There's a ground ball. This is going to be tough, and that's going to be a hit. Well, maybe I need to talk about anything and everything else. As that time, just a little slap hit. The ball died perfectly, and that's going to be a hit, first hit of the collegiate career of Hannah Henry. And so she's on with one out now. But, yeah, you see the outfield out there? We got plenty of room for you to be able to socially distance out at the ballpark. Again, visit letsgoicc.com for that schedule for whenever we are having baseball games, or softball games as well. As that pitch in there for a strike. Of course, they'll be back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock opening pitch against Snead State. They're scheduled to be back. Scheduled to change.
Magic words.
Yes. Big time. We had 8 changes to our schedules on Monday. Shows bunt. Couldn't quite get the bat on that one in there for a strike. Good pitch to throw on there, anticipating that bunt that time as she threw it up. And the infield was charging in. Boy, if she's one of those where she tried to push at it, if she could have got that one towards the gap or between the pitcher and the third baseman, would have been trouble with the shortstop covering second. And it's over the head of the second baseman. Big time hit there for the Indians. Now they've got something cooking.
Lady Indians, top of the order.
Big hit there out of Katie Boatner. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here with runners on first and second, and Katie Rutledge at the plate here for the Indians.
Real opportunity for the Lady Indians to finally break through and push some runs across the plate here.
We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with runners at first and second with 1 out. This one popped up. Center fielder's going to jog in. It's going to be too shallow to allow anyone to advance, and got aggressive on that first pitch, just couldn't quite find it there. And that's going to be a routine fly ball out to center field. So now with 2 outs, if you ever needed somebody at the plate with some experience, it's going to be one of those sophomores from last season. And Mackenzie Patterson is that player. 1 for 2 in the day with a single, a stolen base. She did ground out to the shortstop in her previous at bat. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. Scoreless contest, bottom of the 5th. Patterson stands in, takes that pitch high for a ball.
Mackenzie showing good patience with 2 outs. Knows how important it is here to try to get one of these runners in.
So 2 away. 1-0 is the count here to Patterson. Grounds that one. Second baseman finds it, throws over in time, and just couldn't quite turn on that one quick enough. A little jam job on that pitch there, got the ground out, and that's what Bowen has been doing all day. We've played 5, no score in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with the top of the 6th inning right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Madison Burris still in the circle here for ICC. It has been an outstanding pitcher's duel today between Burris and Bowen. And, you know, there's some people that like a lot of offense. I'm more of a defensive guy when it comes to softball and baseball. And this has just been when you get 2 good pitchers that are locating, hitting their spots, defense playing solid behind them, it just makes a fun day for the ballpark.
Indeed, and you can say that, you know, first game of the year, coming off the rust for the Indians, but
that's going to be a foul ball. Try to look like a little slap attempt or maybe a check swing that time. So it goes for strike 1.
But when Shelton State scored 14 and 12 in their first 2 games of the year, that tells you that what a good game Madison is pitching.
So this is the number 9 batter, Gidley, I believe, at the plate. Yes, McKay. I mentioned earlier how there's a bunt laid down. Throw over to first is in time. 5-3 on the putout. I was going to say this. I mentioned earlier how I like when names are either uniquely spelled, kind of like Katie Boatner with the extra I. Well, McKay is spelled M''K, K-A-Y. So another unique spelling of that name there. One of the many weird things about Gore you find out during broadcast. So either way it goes, back to the top of the lineup here with Crowder at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to third and to the pitchers. This is a fly ball out to the left side and a little routine play out there in left field as that one was reeled in that time by Rutledge. First action she saw today. And so quickly 2 away now, and this is going to bring up the shortstop, Madeline Langham. She flew out to right, flew out to center. And so she's going to try to step in here and spark a 2-out rally. That pitch missing low and inside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. No score here in game 1 between ICC and Shelton State. This pitch popped back, straight back and out of play. Over towards the Johnson Partlow Tennis Complex. So 1-1 now is the count. Indians trying to get a quick 3-up, 3-down inning here. But the Bucks trying to spark a 2-out rally. 1-1 pitch coming from Burris. Just outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count.
There's that outside corner she keeps trying to fine-tune.
So 2-1 stays the count on Langham. She looks at that pitch low, and now 3-1 is the count. I think you saw a little bit of frustration in that pitch after not getting that outside corner caught on the previous pitch. So right now, if you're Burris, just a deep breath and go after the batter here. 3-1 offering coming. And that's going to be ball 4. That is going to be the first walk of the day given up by Burris. And so that's going to bring up the third baseman, Gracie Vanderford. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. She was hit by a pitch back in the first, but was left stranded at first base. So now with 2 outs and a runner at first, the Bucks trying to spark that 2-out rally. Grounder right back to Burris. She's going to throw it to second. And they're going to turn.
There's only 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm going to say there was 2 outs, and they went ahead and tried to.
A little confusion on the base pass there.
Went ahead and tried to turn.
Turn 3-1.
Try to turn, yeah. Let's go ahead and get 4 outs just in case. Well, we'll move to the bottom of the 6th, and when we do, we'll have the 3, 4, 5 batters up. Watts, Hayes, and Posey back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tide!
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back, as it's going to be Ivy Watts to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC and the Bucks of Shelton State. They're scoreless here in Game 1. Indians trying to get that changed here. Hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over is in time. Great play by the shortstop there. We haven't talked about her enough today defensively. Madeline Langham, she has been solid, and that was a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Gathered, but the smart thing she did, she knew she had time, so she didn't rush that throw and was able to get the out. So now Kara Hayes, the catcher, who is 0 for 2 on the day, popped up in foul territory to the first baseman in her previous out. Grounds this one. Third baseman has it. Enough time to throw across the way and does so. Well, Upton again, just the inside-out work of Bowen has really kind of handcuffed these ICC bats. She does a good job of going outside, but in timely times coming in on the hands of the batters, and has been able to get ground out after ground out this afternoon.
Yeah, pitching very smart, and is having a good time. You can tell. You can watch her body language, her facial reactions.
Well, 2 quick outs here as Posey looks at that change up in there for a strike.
Which is what the Lady Indians need to change. They need to get her uncomfortable.
Absolutely. So Posey takes that first pitch for a strike. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch.
And on the hands.
Hit the bat. Yep. I think if Posey could have sold that a little bit better, might have got that free pass, but if it's going to hit your hands, you're going to have to drop the bat and act like Gore and play dead.
Just an unfortunate strike there.
0-2 now is the count. 2 outs. Nobody on here for Posey, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out and a pop out to the pitcher. Looks at that pitch on the outside corner. Not a bad spot to miss there with the 0-2 offering from Bowen. Do want to remind you, if you're planning to come to campus tomorrow, either for softball or baseball, we are hosting the regional high school basketball tournament, so do please allow yourself a little extra time to get to campus, as that pitch just slips out of our hand a little too soon. There'll be a lot of excess traffic over at the Davis Event Center throughout the rest of the week, so do give yourself a little extra time if you're planning to make your way out to Fulton tomorrow. 2-2 pitch coming to Posey. Grounder, second baseman gets it, scoops it up, throws it over, and 3 up, 3 down go the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the 7th. No score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for the Bucks. It's going to be O'Quinn, Crockett, and Lovelady scheduled up. No score. This has been a beautiful pitching duel between Bowen and Burris of ICC, and it's going to be O'Quinn to start us off here in the top of the 7th. She's 0 for 2. She's grounded out to second to end the first, grounded out to the pitcher to end the 4th. So waiting the pitch here. Fly ball, right field. Stevens back and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Stevens continued to be very impressive in her debut here in right field.
Yeah, that one kind of looked like my drive occasionally with a wicked slice. It kind of shifted and then shifted again, causing Stevens to have to kind of adjust herself to be able to go out and find the ball. And she did, so 1 out now. Upton's a witness to my drive. It can, when it decides to take a right, it's going to take a right.
Yeah.
As that pitch in there for a strike is Ashley Crockett at the plate. 0 for 2 in the day with a strikeout. Crockett catching here in game 1. Sun starting to pick its way out from the clouds here in Fulton. An absolute beautiful day for softball. Is that pitch missing low for a ball? 1-1 is the count. Wouldn't necessarily call it a Chamber of Commerce-like day, but it's knocking on the door of that.
It's pretty close. I mean, for an opening day of any outdoor sport, you couldn't ask for anything better than what we've got here.
Especially with the weather we've had and the weather we've got coming. So
indeed, we're sandwiched in.
And this one fouled off the netting for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count. Now, the only unfortunate thing about the sun coming out is the fact that it's directly in our face.
Well, when you designed this layout, then
I did.
We can blame you for that.
Yes. I challenged the foundation to change layout. So the 1-2 count, or excuse me, pitch coming inside. Not a bad spot to miss there. As she went outside, and just a little bit too inside that time for the umpire's liking. 2-2. Now goes the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. It was O'Quinn swinging at the first pitch she saw and a fly out to right field to start the inning. This pitch fouled back out of play. We'll stay at 2-2.
And a great crowd out here enjoying this weather. Just from my angle, I can see a good 60, 70 people out here this afternoon.
That's pretty impressive for a Tuesday afternoon, 1 o'clock start. A off-speed pitch lined towards Lee Adams, who is taking photos of today's contest. You can see those at ICCimages.com. That's ICCimages.com. We also have previous seasons, so if you've played softball or had someone play softball before, you can order those pictures. Rock bottom prices, $1 digital downloads as well. That's ICCimages.com. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, and staying alive is Crockett right now. As we've got a battle here between the catcher for the Bucks and Madison Burris of ICC. Burris would love to find her 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day here for out number 2 in this inning. 2-2 pitch coming. There's a hard hit ball. Center fielder going back and makes the play. A line out to center field. Thought for a second Upton had a chance to be trouble, but drifted just a little enough.
It started rising, and then it just flattened out and dropped right into Mackenzie.
And so now this will bring up Lovelady, the first baseman. She is 0 for 1 of the day, was hit by a pitch, stole a base. It was left stranded at second back in the 5th. And again, that pitch, she tries to go for that little changeup or maybe a little, I don't know, drop ball. She's just not getting on top of it.
Yeah, it's not flattening out.
So that pitch goes for a ball. And that pitch just missing low.
So close.
As Burris starting to struggle to find the zone here a little bit late, but is working with 2 outs. 2-0 is the count here to Lovelady. She hit it hard back in the 2nd, sent Stevens to the warning track. And that pitch missing outside for a ball. I don't know if this is an unintentional or intentional pitch around Lovelady in this situation. Do have 2 outs. And she has tattooed the ball each time the only time she was hit by a pitch last time. But her power is there, and it could be game-changing power. And that pitch in there for a strike, so maybe it wasn't.
Never know. The strategy that goes into calling these pitches and working these batters.
So 3-1 now is the count here to Lovelady, the first baseman. Pitch coming. Lifted, left field. Left fielder jogging back and squeezes it for out number 3. Big out there as ICC gets a 3-up, 3-down inning out of the Bucks. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. All right, so before we do this, everybody's seen Angels of the Outfield. You know, people start waving their hands when they want the team to rally. If the 3rd graders at South Tillo are still listening, I'm going to get you in trouble, but I need you to yell Roll Tribe when we go to this break. Yell it as loud as you can to get the ICC bats fired up and see if we can win this one in the bottom of the 7th. Back with more right after this.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best story here.
And welcome back as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here. Connor Stevens leading us off. Swings on the first pitch he sees, pops it up, and the 3rd baseman is there to squeeze it for the out. And that's what we said. Bowen's been tough to figure out today, and she does a good job coming in. I don't know if that ball has left or right movement, but she's been on the hands all day of these batters.
And she doesn't look like she's lost one bit from the first inning. Like she could go 10 innings today.
So now this is going to be Meggs coming to the plate. She's the 3rd baseman. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Swings on this one. Fly ball left. And it's off the top of the fence, but a foul ball. Oh, my goodness. It had the distance. Just couldn't quite straighten that one out. Josie Meggs trying to get her first collegiate hit of her career. And if that one would have stayed fair, would have been one of the biggest of her career as well. as that would have been a walk-off there, but about 3 foot, maybe 2 foot foul, bounced off the top of the fence, and my, oh my, that would have been an exciting finish to the contest. So Meggs, after that, will stand in with a 0-1 count. Swings at that one, misses 0-2. Hey, Bowen came back with the same pitch, said, all right, let's see if you can do that again.
She's unfazed.
And say, I am been impressed with Emily Bowen all day today. 0-2 is the count here to Meggs. Pitch outside, not a bad spot to miss with the 0-2 count. 1-2 now goes the count.
Yeah, she consistently on the 0-2 count tries to go outside and see who will chase, and got some batters early, but then I think they start to catch up on that.
So now the 1-2 count coming. And that one goes high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Do the Indians have some walk-off magic in them here in the first game of the year?
And ICC dugout starting to get active.
2-2 pitch coming. This one popped up, back and out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. Well, that sun has come out. Temperatures are popping up a little bit. You can cut the intensity with a knife at the ballpark right now.
Even a butter knife.
Absolutely. 2-2 with 1 out. Meggs at the plate. Ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball. Not necessarily a bad thing there. It rolled foul because the third baseman had a pretty good jump on the ball. So she'll live to see another at-bat here.
Staying alive, just looking for the best pitch she can get a hold of.
So 2-2 is the count here to Josie Meggs, the third baseman. Looks at that pitch outside for a ball. Great job by Meggs to battle back after falling behind in the count 0-2 to force this count to go full. She's fouled off some pitches. As you said, Upton, battling, trying to make something happen for her team here.
Yeah, hitting, swinging when she needs to, being patient when she has to as well.
3-2 pitch, misses low, and she earned her way on base. Well, that's what you got to have in this situation, is base runners. That is the second walk of the day for Bowen. And now this is going to bring up Hannah Henry. Henry is 1 for 1 of the day with the walk. She singled and was left stranded in scoring position. That was back in the 5th inning. She walked in the 2nd and was left stranded over at first. So Henry's going to dig in. So he lays the bunt down, and it's going to be a fair ball. And the throw over to third.
I'm not sure how you call it fair. She picked it up in foul territory.
Well, I have a bad glare on my screen right now. And
I was looking right at it, and the ball was in foul territory when she picked it up.
So a sacrifice bunt there. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. Find them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Looks like we may have a new batter or possibly running situation here.
Yeah, Coach Andy Kurtz talking to the umpire, making some sort of switch.
Well, there's 2 outs. Winning run is at second base. And still waiting to see.
Madison Jenkins is going to come out to the plate.
So Madison Jenkins.
Hitting, Lady Indians, number 15, Madison Jenkins.
Madison's a freshman from Cleveland, Mississippi. Played at Bayou Academy.
Boy, I tell you what, if you ever want any type of pressure on your first ever collegiate at bat, why not 2 outs with a runner with the winning run on second in the bottom of the 7th?
Way to make a name for yourself.
So Jenkins will dig in here. Winning run is Meggs. She's at second. Walked and got over there on a sacrifice bunt. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. No score. Jenkins looks at that first pitch across for a strike. Smart pitch by Bowen. New batter in there. Hasn't quite seen that change up in person yet, so went directly after it and got it for a strike, as she's consistently done this afternoon. 0-1 is the count. Jenkins at the plate. Swings on this one. It's off the glove. Going to have to hurry. Throw over to first. It's just in time. Well, it did pull her off the bag, but she was able to get it back. And we're going to go to extra innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Oh, my goodness. Thought for a second we had a chance to walk that one off. But 6-3, another outstanding play by the shortstop, Langham. We'll take a break and be back with the top of the 8th right after this here in Fulton.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best star here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 8th inning. Extra innings.
Free baseball, softball, excuse me.
Here in Fulton. See that a few more people coming out to the ballpark. You can see, I believe that might be football running in the background. I'm glad I'm not a member of the football team right now, if that's the case.
They are indeed. Back and forth toward the waterway.
For Shelton State.
Sun is out.
Hitters 7, 8, 9.
And it will be the 7, 8, 9 batters. Booth, Bowen, and Gidley due up, but we'll see. I believe we're going to have a new batter coming here, and it's going to be Jordan Walters coming to the plate here. And her first at bat of the afternoon. She's batting in place of Booth, who was 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Walters is a freshman out of Tallahassee, Alabama. She's listed as a pitcher and utility player. Bats and throws from the right side. So getting those changes in here. Burris still in the circle.
So we've got Vanderford starts the inning at second base.
It looks like a sub-in, sub-out situation as Jenkins batted for Boatner, who was the shortstop, but Boatner back in defensively for the Indians. So Walters will start us off here in the top of the 8th. That pitch in there for a strike. Well, Burris still zipping them in there pretty good. That fastball finds the zone for strike 1. So 0-1 pitch coming, off speed, and they're going to say she went
around
quickly ahead in the count here. It's 0-2. I like both these pitchers. Bowen did it against Jenkins, and now you're sitting against Walters. They know they haven't seen their changeup, their off speeds, their fastball, so they're going right after and attacking these batters. 0-2 pitch. And there's strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout there. That is the 4th of the day.
Number 8, number 33.
So we're going to have another Skylar Rourke. Skylar Rourke coming to the plate. I do apologize if I'm saying that name wrong. Rourke. Seeing her first at bat this afternoon. Swings on that one and misses for a strike.
Burris having a lot of success against these new batters.
Well, she's going more fastball heavy here late, or at least to these first 2 batters here in the 8th. 0-1 is the count. Burris delivers that one missing low for a ball. We're in the top of the 8th inning. ICC, Shelton State here in game 1. The Bucks come in with a record of 2-0. ICC, this is their season opener. Boy, you want to get your freshman battle tested? Why not go to extra innings in your first game of the year? Ground ball off the arm of Burris. Going to have to hurry. Underhand toss is there in time. Great job by Burris. Did not get rattled after the ball took a bad hop. Bounced off her arm or maybe her shoulder.
Number 9 slot in the order.
Had the wherewithal to find it and just toss an underhand over to Watt.
Right.
And that was the out.
Yes, kept her composure when it bounced off of her.
Another new batter in here. I believe this is Skylar Wright coming to the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Indians looking for another 3-up, 3-down inning. This pitch fouled off, out of play for strike 1.
Also important to note that Rourke's ground out did advance the runner to third, so we have to be cognizant of
I forgot about the
extra inning runner.
International tiebreaker. So good eye there, Upton. That runner, I believe, should be Lovelady.
Yes.
And there's a fly ball out to the right fielder, and it's overhead and off her glove. This will score a run and will be a 2-base error. One of those that carried just a little too far that time, and that will score the run.
Leading off for Shelton State. Second base.
Connor seemed to have a good jump on it. It just hit the top of her glove and bounced off.
So a late error there as we go back to the top of the inning. Looks like we may have another change coming up here. Crowder is due up in this situation.
Pitch hitter. Number 20.
This is going to be number 20, Collinsworth, coming to the plate. So we've seen 4 straight new batters. Coming in to bat here for Shelton. It's worked. They've got a run across here in the top of the 8th. 1-0 is your score, 2 outs, and there is a runner at second. So the Indians need to get out of this inning with minimum damage done, see if they can cash in on their tiebreaker in the bottom half of the inning. That pitch missing low for a ball to Collinsworth. Well, this one already an instant classic here as these two teams, it's just been a great ball game right now as ICC trails it 1-0 here to the Bucks. That pitch in there for a strike. Evens of the count now at 1-1. Remind you to stay tuned at the conclusion of this game. Instead of breaking away like we normally do and start the stream up, we're going to have an interview with Reggie Kelly, former Mississippi State tight end, NFL veteran. Going to talk a little faith, football, and life in general. Ground ball, second baseman makes the diving attempt at it, can't come up with it, and that's going to push across another run, and that's going to go for a base hit.
Again, the ball just off the end of the glove of a defender and brings another run in for Shelton.
Well, a tough play there at second base. And trying to find it that time as she made a diving effort. That'll be a single for Collinsworth. The run will score. Make it 2-0 now. Both these runs unearned for the Indians. And 2-0 now in ICC trying to find the exit. But give credit where credit's due to Shelton. They've taken advantage of the situation here in the 8th and pushed across 2. That pitch low in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So awaiting the pitch here from Burris. That one gets away from her. Ball goes to the back of the net, and the runner will advance on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that one just slipped out, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those that
wide of the plate on.
It happens, basically. One of those that maybe a little frustration sitting in here with 2 outs after seeing a couple of runs score, but if you're Burris, take your time, a deep breath, and
Coach Andy Kirk's going to come out.
Maybe talk to her in this situation and use this as a coaching situation. Of course, this is a non-conference doubleheader. So he's going to come out and have a word. We're going to hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle in the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
And welcome back to action. No changes made by the Indians, and probably should have kept it here to show you how they were social distancing in that meeting in the circle. Everybody kept their distance. Coach Kirk kept his mask on. 2-0 is the count. Runner at second. That pitch missing outside for a ball. This is Langham at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with the walk. She is the shortstop and has played outstanding defensively for the Bucks.
Maybe an intentional walk here with 3 balls already.
Get that force out at third. And that will be the walk issued there.
Now batting for Shelton State, the number 3 hitter, the third baseman, Vanderford.
And this is going to be Vanderford coming to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She was hit by a pitch, has struck out. She was one of 4 strikeout victims so far here for Burris. Would love for her to be the 5th to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. 2-0 Bucks with the lead here in the top of the 8th. Hard hit ball is to the gap. Patterson's not going to be able to get to it. 1 run's going to score. They're going to try to score 2. No, they're going to hold her at third. And a big-time clutch hit there off the bat of Vanderford. And this 8th inning has belonged to the Bucks.
Well, their strategy of bringing in some new batters early seem to really be paying off now.
The DP, number 27, Quinn.
So now Quinn will come to the plate. She's 0 for 3 on the afternoon, and Coach Kirk going to come out, and looks like we may be making a change here. And that is going to be the case. This timeout, we're going to take the timeout with them and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing. Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back. We've got a pitching change here. Emily Robinson into the contest here for ICC. She's out of Springville, Alabama. Springville High School. ICC has a pretty good connection out there in Springville with multiple players coming out from that part of the world. And so she will be greeted to the plate by the DP, Emily O'Quinn. O'Quinn, pair of ground outs, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to second. She also flew out to right field back in the 7th. Runners on the corners here for the Bucks. They've already put 3 on the board, looking for more. Picking up some of those insurance runs as the ball nearly thrown away.
Heads up play by the catcher, but it almost got away from him.
Yeah, I'm saying there was a runner at first, so luckily the runner at first not paying a lot of attention over there. Could have easily taken second on that throw, but instead will stay at first base. That pitch goes for a ball. Pitch missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Madison Jenkins' first appearance, making her collegiate debut here in relief duty of Burris. Burris, who went 7 2/3 innings of work. Both the runners on the base belong to her, so we can't close the book on her just yet. As 3-0 now is the count. Look for Jenkins, kind of take a deep breath and refocus here. And that pitch goes high. You can tell she's a little amped up right now for her collegiate debut as she walks the batter, and now bases will be loaded here for the Bucks.
It's understandable. It's a big moment to come in and make your debut.
Now batting for the Lady Bucks.
And this will be the catcher, Ashley Crockett. Crockett has been a tough out today. You'll see she's 0 for 3 on the stat line right now, but that 0 for 3 has been tough. She struck out in the first at bat, flew out to center, lined out to center. She's hit the ball hard each time and has made the pitcher go deep in the pitch count as that one across for a strike. As she's fouled off a lot of pitches this afternoon. Bases full of Bucks. There's 2 outs. Here in the top of the 8th, 3-0 is the lead here for Shelton. This one lifted. Center fielder jogging back, and will make the catch. Running into the fence and securing it for the out. And so after 3 runs on, that's not quite right over there. So it's 3 runs on 2 hits and 3 left on base. 3-0 is the score, and 1 error on the Indians as well. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back as we head now to the bottom of the 8th inning. And it's Katie Rutledge, Mackenzie Patterson, and Ivy Watts due up here for ICC. And Indians got a little work to do here, Michael, as they're down 3-0 heading to the bottom of the 8th.
Indeed, and Bowen has just continued to be strong all day and is coming out again to pitch this 8th inning, and she's looking to continue to keep the Indians shut down and get her 2nd win of the year.
Well, the Indians do have a runner on second. I failed to note that in the top part of the 8th inning for the Bucks, but the Indians do have it, and it's going to be Katie Boatner, who was the batted for by Jenkins, but Boatner re-entered the contest, so technically she was the last out of the previous inning. A little slap hit, and it's going to go foul. Rutledge playing in left field. 0 for 3 on the day. He's got a ground out to third, a ground out to short, and a fly ball to center field. Be a timely effort for her to find her first ever collegiate hit here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This one heading straight back to your living room. 0-2 now is the count. Patterson and Watts on deck, or one on deck, one in the hole. If Rutledge can find her way on, she's got some heavy bats coming up in the lineup behind her.
Good to have some experience at this time of the game.
Bowen with a 0-2 pitch. And that one clips the outside corner for a strike. Rutledge goes down looking at the 3rd strikeout of the day for Bowen. And Bowen, she's had good control all day and can't really argue that call because she's successfully painted them corners all afternoon. So 1 out now, runner stays at second. This is going to be Patterson at the plate. Patterson slaps at 1, and what a diving catch to rob Patterson of a hit. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Great reaction by the center fielder because I thought for sure that one was dropping in. And she just broke underneath it.
Not only that, but a heads-up play by Boatner not to get caught in a rundown in that situation. As that one, as you said, was one that looked like it was going to get down. If it did hit the ground, it was going to run to the fence. And Patterson, with her speed, could have really made something happen there. But now the Bucks 1 out away, as this is going to be Ivy Watts at the plate, who is 0 for 3 on the afternoon with a strikeout. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Watts looks at that pitch on the outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Boatner's at second. The tying run is on deck for the Indians. And Kara Hayes scheduled up. Watts just jammed that one in a line out to short. And Emily Bowen doing Emily Bowen things there in the bottom of the Indians to help bottom of the try again.
Bottom of the 8th inning.
Thank you. Bowen doing Bowen things there in the bottom of the inning to help get the win there. 3-0 is your final score. We'll take a quick break, come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report, and be back with some Sonic stats as well here on the ICC Sports Network.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you got some umph, and I got some umph.
I don't know about your umph, but impatience doesn't equal spicy. Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good umph or a bad umph?
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes, dancing, eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
Hey,
honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
And welcome back. Your Game 1 final, 3-0. Shelton wins in 8 innings. Take a look at the final line this afternoon. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Those 2 hits coming in the 8th inning for the Bucks. For ICC, no runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Your batting stats for ICC: Rutledge 0 for 4, Mackenzie Patterson 1 for 4. Ivy Watts 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Kara Hayes 0 for 3. Brianna Posey 0 for 3. Connor Stevens 1 for 3. Josie Meggs was 0 for 2 with a walk. Hannah Henry was 1 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Katie Boatner was 1 for 2, and Jenkins was 0 for 1. Madison Burris, the pitcher for record for ICC, and it was Emily Bowen. An outstanding afternoon for that young lady. She improves to 2-0 on the year as she had 4 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. She ran into a little bit of trouble with walks, but ICC couldn't cash in on those, or the hit batters left, I believe, 5 runners in scoring position throughout the afternoon. Upton, your final thoughts on the contest?
Just outstanding pitching performances, especially by Bowen, but Burris did a great job up until the end, and just a few well-placed balls into the defenders, and that made the difference for Shelton State.
Well, your game one final 3-0 in favor of the Bucks. We're going to step away and go to an interview with Reggie Kelly in between games and give him about 20 minutes maybe to be able to get back on the field right after this. ICC falls in the first game of the afternoon, 3-0. Back after this interview with Reggie Kelly. And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. And folks, we got a special guest on today's show. I'm just going to go through his accolades, so hang tight with me here. First team, All-SEC. SEC made it to the SEC championship game. Drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in 1999. Also played with the Cincinnati Bengals. 2007 Ed Block Courage Award winner. He's an NFL veteran. He's an author. He's a CEO and founder of Kyvan Foods. And it all started in Aberdeen, Mississippi. And we've got Mr. Reggie Kelly joining us on the show today. Reggie, thanks for joining us.
Hey, my man. It's always a pleasure. It's been a long time since you and I have sat down and just rapped a little bit. It's always great to see you and hope your 2021 year is starting off with a bang.
Absolutely, man. Matter of fact, I think the last time we saw each other might have been Indianapolis a good many
Absolutely.
years ago. So,
Yes.
well, Reggie, let's catch up, man. How's life treating you and the family?
Well, life is going extremely well. I'm just so grateful to the good Lord for a great wife and 2 great kids. Got a 16-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Her name is Kyla. A 14-year-old son. His name is Kyvan. You know, I don't think when you and I did that interview back in Indy, if my kids were even born.
I think the girl was just born.
I think my girl was, that's absolutely right. My daughter was just born. And so now to see them, they're 16 years of age. Oh, they grew up so fast. I have a tear coming right here.
Man, that's crazy to think. When you said how old she was, I was like, hold on, has it been that long? But it has.
It has. It's been a long time, man. And so everything is going great with my family. Just extremely happy to be in the position that we're in. I actually coach, high school football up here as well. I coach the tight end position, which I'm not sure why they had me coaching that position, but I'm coaching tight ends and just enjoying teaching kids life through football as well. So, man, I'm living the dream.
Well, Reggie, that's kind of what we say here at ICC. Of course, it's a kind of a pun, but it is. We say community is our middle name at Itawamba Community College. And that's something that's big with you as well. And you're talking about giving back to the kids. I know you're big about giving back to home and each opportunity you get. Even guys in the NFL now sometimes reach out to you about some advice as well. Why is that so important to you and has been so important to you all these years?
Well, I believe to whom much is given, much is required. My family taught me that a long time ago, that it's better to give than to receive. And so I try to carry those same Christian principles with me everywhere I go. And I am an advocate for helping your neighbors. Your neighbors are not just the person that stays next door to you, but those neighbors who live in neighboring states, neighboring countries, neighboring towns, whatever the case may be, and to look for opportunities to be a blessing. I don't believe that God necessarily gave us, all of us, the gifts, the potential, even the finances, just so we can hoard those gifts and talents and finances for ourselves. I believe God gave it to them so we can help those who may need, a helping hand. A lot of times people are not looking for a handout, they're just looking for a hand up. And that's what we try to do. If there's people that have suffered from natural disasters, and when situations like that hit, they hit extremely hard. And they hit, and when they do hit you, they're hit unexpectedly. And so what we try to do is go in and help those families to get them a ray of sunshine, some type of hope in the midst of despair. We also like to give the kids, for those families, that don't have enough finances and are struggling, we try to help the kids out, especially doing back to school. So give them free back to school supplies and just things of that nature. So any way we can find opportunities to do so, we're going to try to do it. And we're praying that it will help somebody. And hopefully again, we try to live by example, that the example that we're setting will rub off from somebody else, and so that they can do the same thing.
Well, Reggie, I think that's a great message, especially in the current state of the world we live in. It's one of those where I hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's just a crazy time. And I, at the end of the day, I believe good always wins. And I think that's the one thing we always need, is to be that example and be the goodness that somebody's looking for.
Absolutely. And listen, I make no bones about it. I do tons of interviews about what's going on in our society today. It could be black, white, it can be politics, it could be NFL, whatever the case may be. I tell people this all the time. I said, listen, I'm not on the side of black. I'm not on the side of white. I'm on the side of what's right. Exactly what you just said. And I think that if we want to see a change, the change that we want to see, it starts with me. So it's important for me not to be swayed to the left or to the right, but to do what's right in the eyesight of God. And I know he will be pleased. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I have to answer to him. And I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and say, you did the right thing. You know, it's important for me. I teach my kids, listen, you have to do things the right way. You have to live with excellence. Don't have to be perfect, but live with some form of excellence. You have to do things the right way. Well, if I don't do it the right way, but I'm telling them to do it the right way, I'm sending mixed signals. And so I definitely don't want to do that. And I definitely want to handle this platform. We all are leaders. We all are leaders. Here's the thing. Are you a good leader or are you a bad one? Point blank. It's either or. And so I want to use this platform that the good Lord has given me and make sure that I lead the right way, even if it's inconvenient, even if it's a tough choice, even if I may lose some people that supposed to be in my corner. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm doing what's right, I can sleep better at night.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great message that a lot of people are hearing right now. And when I went back, because I moved recently and I was going through some boxes and I found your book prepared. And I was like, man, I haven't read this in years. So I sat down and read it. And I'm telling you, man, a lot of stuff that you wrote back then really is hammering home now with me, especially. What inspired you to write that book? And have you reflected on that since you wrote it to maybe even think about maybe doing another one?
You know, the funny thing you say that. I wrote this book, and I remember a few years back, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I gave it to my daughter. And she said, Dad, I don't want to read this boring book. And she said, this is just some stuff that you put together, Dad. And Lord, I said, well, just try it. You know, you might like it. And so she put it down for some years. And finally, she decided to pick it up. This year, she decided to pick it up, and she's been reading it, and she can't put it down. And she said, Dad, wow, you said this. Wow, Dad, wow. And the book was intended to encourage people, really, in so many essence. We all go through tough times. We also experience great times. But let's be honest, you learn your greatest life lessons through the hard times. Frederick Douglass said it best, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. So we all are going to struggle. We all are going to have things that we go through in life. We have flaws. We have things that just not where we want to be. But those are not the times to give up. Those are not the times to become negative. Those are the times really to push harder, to achieve the purpose that God has in store for you. So I want to encourage people to realize the small things that you go through in life are really big things that's going to help prepare you to bigger and better levels if you have the right attitude. You can become bitter or you can become better, but it's all your choice in the matter. And so that's the reason why I want to write it, to encourage people. I gave some instances, some of my experiences that I've gone through, and I was as transparent as I could be. I wasn't trying to be arrogant or prideful. I wanted people to see I messed up here. But yet now look where I'm at, because I didn't give up, and I'm grateful to the good Lord for the opportunity to encourage so many. And then when I see my daughter reading it, and she's 16-year-old, she likes it, so that meant a lot to me as well.
Absolutely. Talk about that uniqueness at the house, where your kids are getting the age now where they kind of understand who Dad is and what Dad does. Just talk about that unique atmosphere.
Well, when they were little kids, I was still playing in the NFL, so they would go to my games, but they really didn't know what they were watching. They would go to the game, but they didn't understand. But now they watch NFL football, or they watch sports, and they see players and they see interviews, and they'll see me having some interviews now or doing some events, and then they say, Dad, I didn't know that this is what you did. And I said, yes, this is what I've done and what I've tried to do, even though I'm put in the spotlight, even though I have a lot of things that's come in my way, I'm still trying to handle it the right way. For me, I don't want my kids to think that I make money or that money makes me. I want them to see that, hey, I make money, but money does not make Reggie Kelly. I play football, but football is not Reggie Kelly. Football is just simply what I do. A man of God is who I am. Football would change. Your occupation would change. Me selling salsa, me selling this, that's going to change because I may sell something else. All that stuff is going to change. So that's temporary. But who I am, the essence of Reggie Kelly, that will never change. And I know I'm solidified in the hands of the good Lord. And so I want them to understand substance, not just flair and stuff that's only on the surface. I want them to go a little bit deeper. So again, every opportunity I have to teach them, I try to do so, and I try to do it where I'm not too overbearing, because you know how teenagers can get.
Absolutely. Well, we're talking with Reggie Kelly, NFL veteran, author, founder, and CEO of Kaivan Foods. And whenever I let somebody, and it's very, well, not, I wouldn't say very rare, it depends on how much I have, but when I do let somebody try some of the salsa, they ask about you. And this is how I like to describe you. You're an ambassador of good. And that's what's come through on the show so far. So Super Bowl, you need superfood. So let's talk a little Kaivan real quick. Talk about the history of this. This is something you and your wife, Sheila, came up with. Proves you're a smart man, because she said this is something she wanted to do, and you listened to her. So just talk about the brand and how it's grown over the years.
You know, honestly, as you know the story. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to start a food line. This was not something that was organic. Well, it was strictly organic. It wasn't something that I planned. It wasn't something that I just, hey, this is what I want to do when I finish football. Because quite frankly, I wanted to go and work in the NFL front office. Toward the end of my career, 2 years before I retired, I spoke to Coach Marvin Lewis, who was my head coach at the time in Cincinnati, and told him, hey man, listen, you know, I'm getting a little long in the tooth. The tread on the tire is wearing thin. And so I want to think about life after football. And I said, you know, I think that, you know, it'd be a great idea if I work in the front office of an NFL franchise. And he agreed. He felt like that would be the best place for my talents. And so we started working towards that. We were geared up to working towards that. Had a great meeting with Ron Hill. I'm sure you remember that name. And I still talk with Ron Hill to this day. Had a great, some great meetings with him. He advised me as well on what he thought I should do. And so I was well on my way to working for the NFL. But lo and behold, things can take you on a different path. And during that time, I used to throw free football camps for the kids in my hometown of Aberdeen. And in those camps, I wanted to reward the kids who exemplify great academic excellence. So I gave them free football camps, free food. I flew down my teammates to reward the kids. I just wanted to make it really big for them, and they enjoyed it. Well, after the football camps, and for that matter, we know after any event in Mississippi, you know, we're going to have some good food.
Amen.
That's a no-brainer. And so my family and my wife's family cooked for all the volunteers, and my teammates couldn't stop raving about the food. And I remember, it's funny, I remember one night my teammate's wife, she called my wife Sheila and said, you guys really need to do something with these family recipes. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to do it. I was like, well, I don't know anything about the food industry. I like to eat. That's as much as I know about the food industry.
Me and you both.
We're in the same boat. And so my wife came to me and said, well, you know what? That's really not a bad idea. Perhaps we need to just dive into it and see. And so I took my wife's advice, and lo and behold, we tried to come up with some catchy names. I was thinking of Reggie Kelly's. No, not going to work. What about 82s? Well, how many NFL players, college players have the jersey 82? That's not going to work. And my wife said, well, listen, we've always wanted to leave a great legacy behind for our kids. Why not name the company after our kids? My daughter, her name is Kyla. That's where the KY comes from. And my son's name is Kavin. So we combined the two to come up with Kaivan. So we want to leave a great legacy behind for our kids. And that's how the business got started. In of itself, just an idea with us working in the community, and then my teammates liking our food process, liking our food products. And then boom, lo and behold, a great idea was given to my wife. And like you said, beside every great man is an even better woman.
Absolutely. And all right, so there's a lot of stuff is Apple based with that. And you know, Brandon, our buddy Brandon Speck, he calls me a foodie. I think that's a polite way of calling me fat. But he's like, man, he's like, you need to try Reggie's salsa. He's like, I know you're kind of picky about your salsa, but I really think you're gonna like this. He's like, he don't like hot stuff. So I'm like, all right, you know, he found some in Aberdeen and brought it to me. And I'm telling you, dude, I'm a snob about my salsa, and this is something that never leaves my refrigerator now. It's that good. Why was it's just a unique flavor, a unique thought process. What inspired that?
Well, most of our food products are just family recipes. I grew up next door to my grandmother, and so did my wife. So, you know, we got all the great secrets. My grandma used to make homemade preserves. I mean, we used to get together, my family, and just find reasons to cook and have great camaraderie, great conversations, just great get together. We used to find any excuse to do that. And we used to joke each other when you bring a bad meal, you know, when a bad dish, when it didn't quite pan out. And it was just fun times, and I remember that. And so all I simply did was, you know, I took the advice of my teammates, and they said, man, these family recipes, man, they're great. And we just decided to, hey, let's take a chance on taking what we've already enjoyed all of our lives and give it to those all around the country, all around the world. Now, it took some time to get all the ingredients measured down to a science, right? Because, you know, my family, hey, add a little bit of this, baby, add a little bit of that, baby, get a little taste. No, just a dash more of this. And so what I had to do was just take the main ingredients that they have. Some of the recipes were down to a science. Some of them I had to just take them and make sure I add a little bit of this and then let my family members taste it to make sure that I was right on course with the way that the final product was supposed to taste. But these are just family recipes that we've had in our family from generation to generations. And to be quite frankly, we've only scratched the surface to the amount of products that we're actually going to bring to the market that's already in the pipeline. And so what we try to do is, my family, man, we throw everything in our food, everything. And we want to make sure that those products that what we're giving you taste extremely well. So that's why we have products like the honey apple salsa. We didn't just want to give you a regular salsa with tomatoes and onions and peppers and salt and, you know, salt. We didn't want to do that. We said, let's add those apples that we're so accustomed to, which we love apples, in honey, which we're accustomed to, and we love honey. And let's just use that recipe and see how it fits. And lo and behold, we've gotten really great reviews. We won awards for that particular product, and I'm glad that you enjoy it too, my friend.
Oh yeah, that apple. What is it? Apple honey butter. Oh man.
Yes, honey apple butter.
Yeah,
the honey apple butter.
Killer.
And here's the thing, like I said, my wife grew up next door to her grandmother, and so did I. So man, we used to always get like biscuits from scratch, you know. And my grandma used to make fresh, jams and just fresh, man. And I just remember those days of just sitting around the table, my grandma just giving us so much wisdom. When I was a little boy, I didn't understand it, but just listening to her talk and just tell you just little things. And man, I miss those days. But what brings a smile to my face is whenever we receive messages from customers and to hear them say, man, that honey apple butter reminded me of my grandmother. I remember when this used to happen. And you could just see the smile coming from their heart.
Yeah.
And that does me really well to see that, you know, when people try products, it takes them down memory lane, just like it takes me down memory lane as well.
Absolutely, 100%. And you can find that online, kaivan82.com. I believe it's also available at walmart.com, Amazon. That's where I order a lot of mine. If I run thin and I don't, I run down the road to Amory, Aberdeen, Food Giant, grab them there. So they're available outlets as well. Reggie, I've already kept you longer than I anticipated, but it's just been such a great conversation. I do want to wrap up by asking a few questions and give you the opportunity to kind of address people that might be listening that you haven't seen in a while, you know, back home or anything. My first question is, you're a very busy guy and you're very dedicated to what you do. What keeps you motivated to go?
Well, here's my favorite Bible verse is this. Colossians 3:23 says, whatsoever you do, do it wholeheartedly as to the Lord and not unto man. That is my motivation. I want to do everything with excellence so that I can be a trailblazer. Everybody's not going to like that. Everybody's not going to agree with that. There are some people that are going to try to pull me to the left or try to pull me to the right. But I have blinders on because I know that I have to stay true to what I was commissioned to do. And I'm going to do it and then have fun in the process. And that's my motivation, because I don't want the kids coming behind me to think, well, every athlete is this, every athlete is that. No, that's not the case. I'm not this, I'm not that. I have 3.88 GPA in school. So if I could do it, you can do it. There's no excuses. You know, I worked extremely hard. I came to practice early and I had to stay after practice late. Then I went straight home and make sure I got my studies. If I could do it, then you can do it. And I try to keep these kids accountable. not letting them make any type of excuses, because I've already been there and I've already done that. And that to me is being excellent, making sure I have certain standards, but making sure those who I'm trying to influence live up to those same standards as well. And when they make mistakes, just like I make plenty of mistakes, have grace. Just tell them, get up, dust yourself off, and make your next day the very best day. And so that's my motivation, and I want to do it to the fullest. Hopefully I can influence as many people as I can.
Man, that's awesome. As I said, man, you're an ambassador of good, and we need that a lot more in the world. One thing I do like to do when we talk to people that may not get the opportunities as they like to get back home, to see everybody, because when you are home, you know, you're going to spend quality time with the family. But I'm going to open the floor to you right now. Take as much time as you want. Give shout outs, you know, words of encouragement, whatever you want to do for everyone listening in the area, especially back in Aberdeen.
Well, I be honest with you, I want to shout out everybody in Mississippi. You know, Mississippi has shown me so much love, and everywhere I go, I show Mississippi love, because that's my home state. That's where I'm from. That's where I was born, and that's what I try to represent. I wanted to, when I left Mississippi, for everybody, I wanted to represent my state the right way, so that you guys would be proud of the product that you pushed off to other states, to other businesses, to other things that I may be involved in. And I always got to represent the maroon, of course, as you guys already know.
There it is.
And so I just thank you guys for all your support. And I want to continue to work extremely hard. And I want to encourage somebody out there that may have suffered loss. I want to encourage somebody out there that may be in a difficult situation, that to remember that, hey, you never lose in life. You either win or you learn. Everything that you go through in life can teach you something and can help you grow. So in turn, so you can learn and take that information and recycle it to the next group of kids, and so that they can learn and grow from it as well. Either I win or either I learn. And I want to encourage you guys to do the little things right. Terrence Mathis was a veteran wide receiver with the Atlanta Falcons my rookie year. And Terrence Mathis came to me and told me, he whispered in my ear. Well, he didn't whisper in my ear, but he whispered kind of low because he didn't want to shout me out in front of everybody. And he said, listen to me, Rook. If you do the little things right, the big things will follow. Me being a young guy, you know, I was just freshly drafted into the NFL, second round draft pick. I thought I knew everything. Who is this old guy? He's on one leg. He's obviously is going to be out of the league here shortly. Who is he to come tell me what to do? He knew, he could tell what I was thinking. And he said, listen to me now, Rook, listen to me. I've been there and done that, because Terrence Mathis was all everything back then. He said, listen to me, Rook. If you do the little things right, the big things will follow. What I didn't realize, Terrence was standing over by the sideline, practice after practice, just watching me, noticing me, looking at some of my flaws, watching some of my miscues. And he kept noticing me doing the same thing over and over and over again. And he prompted me to say, listen, if you really want to be a success in the NFL, you're going to have to start focusing on the small stuff that's going to help you be a success. So oftentimes, Adam,